Have you ever asked yourself what kind of weight you should choose in the gym, or what weight is the right weight to actually make the progress that you want to see in your life? Is it the easy weight, or is it the heavy weight? Lightweight or heavyweight? That's the question here. We want to unpack this here. Watch till the end and you will know where you have to go and what direction you have to choose your weights. Welcome, my name is Matt David and I'm here to help you train smarter, push harder and build real lasting strength without gimmicks and confusion. First of all, what brings our muscle growth actually to our bodies? It's hypertrophy. That's the easiest thing to understand. Bodybuilders are basically focusing on hypertrophy. That's why they are focusing on muscle growth compared to other athletes like calisthenics or crossfitters. They are focusing more on functional fitness. They have great physiques as well, but the real look when it comes to muscle size is mainly the focus on hypertrophy. And that's how muscle growth is achieved to the maximum. So muscle growth itself, hypertrophy itself, doesn't have to be hard, heavyweight or lightweight. It's somewhere in the middle, we would say, right? Watch till the end and you will know the answer. Well, there are multiple studies telling us that if you work out with light weights, with easier weights, and you bring them to failure, you definitely get a great muscle growth. And on the other hand, we have muscle failure from heavier loads, like 80-90% of your 1 rep maximum. And this is both true. So we can basically use 30% of our 1 rep maximum. So if we have 100 kg, we can basically move 30 kg to muscle failure and we would still experience muscle growth. The question is, how efficient is that actually? Or what kind of benefits or disadvantages do we get through that? So we have two different pathways of growth. We have the mechanical tension that creates through heavy weights, micro tears in the muscle fibers. And the second one is the metabolic stress that we have through high repetitions on our muscle fibers. That's the burn. While we can build muscle through both of these pathways, we cannot build the same amount of strength through both these pathways. And that's the first real point to mention, the strength factor. What kind of weights is actually helping you becoming stronger? Is it the lightweight through multiple repetitions, through a high amount of repetitions? Or is it the heavyweight through a moderate or a small amount of repetitions that gives you actually the strength growth? Why I already mentioned, multiple repetitions are definitely fine for muscle growth. For muscle strength and strength increase, you will definitely need to work on a very low base but with a very high amount of weight. So you should work around 1 to 5 repetitions with 80 to 100% of your 1 rep maximum if you want to increase your strength. And that's also the only way to increase your strength. Of course, low load training can increase your strength for sure. It's not about that it can't, but the amount of the difference of strength that you build on both pathways is huge. While you operate with a weight that you can barely move on the one side, you operate with high repetitions on the other side. Your body is developing what it needs to move the weight that you force him to move, you know? You use the 1 rep max or the 5, 4, 3 reps of your personal record so that you can barely move the 5 reps or 3 reps. It depends always in which set you are. And through basically forcing your body, getting used to the heavy loads and forcing him to move, he is basically set up for survival and he is fighting. He is developing what it needs to move that weight. So while light weights can definitely help you build a little bit more strength than doing nothing, the real strength comes from the other side. On the other side, you also have a significant impact on your DNA, which is increasing your natural strength and through that also your genetic potential. So if your goal is really to train to become stronger, you need to work in that range. You need to get your body used to this neural change, to this load change and adjustments. Now, the next point is efficiency and comfort. While repetitions or sets with repetition of 6 to 12 repetitions are actually very time efficient. They are actually delivering very good intensity with less time required. So the range from 6 to 12 repetitions is very likely the most ideal for hypertrophy. You don't need significant amount of reps to bring yourself to muscle failure because you choose the right weight that you move from 6 to 12 repetitions. On the other hand, you would need to do 20-30 reps with a lower weight. This can be very time consuming, or it can be very unsatisfying, because after a while I know a lot of people where they don't see it as the challenge they would actually like to feel. In the range from 6 to 12 reps, most of people are very satisfied with the amount of reps they have to do and the weight they have to move. So for most of them, it's this the point of the good challenge. And then of course you have different kinds of sports where you need to increase your loads and your amount of reps to actually get the result that you need to get. However, low loads can be also very beneficial in certain ways. If you want hypertrophy and you combine it with blood flow restrictions, so high amount of reps with blood flow restrictions can also give great stimulus to your muscle, especially in weaknesses like calves, like arms, biceps, triceps. It can be very efficient and useful. So now coming to the practical part. You have to choose your goals you have to choose your weights based on your goals and your recovery capacity. So use heavy weights for gaining more strength, use light weights for metabolic stress, and use moderate weights for efficiency and hypertrophy at first. You can also combine multiple different ranges, like heavy weights with an amount of low volume but high rep amounts, or you focus on strength and bodybuilding at once and you have basically 5 sets. For an example, you have 5 sets and you start the first sets with 12 repetitions, you go down 10, 8, then you go 5, 3, and maybe 2, so that you have covered both. You're basically in the middle between bodybuilding and strength training. So if strength is important for you, but you also want to develop a great body, I guess that would be a possibility for you to go. I personally would not go above 2 to 4 max weight sets per muscle group per workout. The most important part is that you keep your structure, that you repeat your structure, that you don't change your workouts every single day because you don't see the results instantly. You have to stick to your plan. You have to continue and be continuously monitoring your outcomes, your results, your daily progress, and then you will see over the next weeks, over 2-3 weeks, where you actually stand and how you actually progress. So don't forget, based on your goal, you choose the direction of the weight that you want to go. Progressive overload is important in any path. If it's metabolic stress, if it's hypertrophy, or if it's strength focused training, you want to make progress, you have to progressively overload your body. And last but not least is the implementation and what the best recommendations from my side actually is. If you strive for continuous progress and you increase your weights and your loads, don't do it when your form is not as it should be. Don't try to move weights with all your body. Focus on the right movement, the right form at first. You don't want to get injured. You want to make progress. You don't want any ego lifting or anything like a disco pumper that you just look good. No, you want to make real progress, that you feel good, that you look good, and whatever you are having in your mind what you want to do. I just want you to stay careful in the gym, to keep the right form, to keep the weights under control. Don't use too much weight, don't risk anything, stay always safe. That's first, right movement, right form, safety first, and the rest will come. And besides weight, you need to take care of your recovery. Make sure that you sleep enough, that you eat right, that you focus on your rest, you're not stressing yourself too much. Sometimes we need that, I get that, everybody needs that, but make sure you're always good. Alright guys, if y'all like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, the ring bell is also there, and follow me for the next video. See you soon.